Okay, so I think for this one, I'm going to do a pale blue background. This one is Bahama blue. I'm going to squirt some of that on there, onto my plate. And then I'm using a wide brush. This one is a 5/8 brush with a straight tip on the end. It's a little wet already. And I'm going to start painting on my background. Oh, I love that color. Look how beautiful that is. I'll start with that background, nice and light. Don't worry too much if you go over the lines. Everything is fixable. There we go. Do our edges. La 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 la. Turn on some music. I like working from one side to the other, so because I usually tend to put my hand down to kind of work from left to right so I don't stick my hand in any paint, because I'm really good for that one. And go around the outside. Go outside his little mustache there. Long strokes back and forth. So the beauty of the flat brush, you can either go wide or you can use just the tip and the edge to outline things on the skinny side. That's one of my favorite brushes for that reason. Paintbrush a little bit. Some paint on that brush. Can't paint without paint on the brush. There we go. I remember some Easter traditions we have is when my daughter was young. She's 16 now, so we don't do the whole thing as much. But instead of giving her just her Easter basket, I would hide clues and do a scavenger hunt. I would hide clues in the eggs, and she would have to solve all the clues to find her basket, which could be hiding anywhere in the house. One year it was in the basement, another year it was outside in the shed. And sometimes they were clues of inspiration too, telling her like what an amazing young woman she was growing up to be, and words of encouragement and things like that. Doing our edges. She really enjoyed that. And I usually didn't do candy either. I'm not a real big fan of Easter candy. She would just get all hyped up and run all over the house and act all crazy. And well, she's usually a good kid. Sugar. Ooh, sugar. She gets wound up. I would do themes each year. So one year I had done a beach theme. So instead of an Easter basket, she got an Easter sand bucket with all kinds of sand toys and a beach towel and things like that in there. Now, to get the inside of our mustache here, I'm going to switch to a smaller brush. So this one's the same type of brush, but it's a number 4. It's also a flat edge. And we're going to put some paint on that, and we're just going to kind of outline our mustache here. She really enjoyed it. I do miss those days when they were so little, and she was so sweet and so innocent. And now she's 16 and going to prom and throwing attitude left and right like teenagers do. But I am a very proud mama. She's doing really good. She has come. It's so amazing to watch them overcome obstacles and figure things out. And like, you know, you tell them don't do this or don't do that. But like they gotta learn and they gotta make their own mistakes. And it's been an amazing experience to watch her grow through some of those things. Alright, so we got our blue background on. I know it looks like a third grader did it. Don't worry about that yet. It'll get better, I promise. Alright, let's rinse out our brushes. And let's pick a green. So I think I'm going to stay with the same green that I used yesterday. And that was Sour Apple. I think it's the same green. It's kind of like, yep, same green. Sour Apple. And again, I'm going to take my little bit fatter brush. I like using a towel to wipe my brush on instead of paper towels. And I use a reusable dollar store plate just to kind of keep the waste down. Alright, and again, we're going to start from this side. Oh, my brush is still a little wet. Get some of that water off that brush. Otherwise, it's going to be a little runny. And again, if your child is doing this and they're a little bit younger and the extra eggs are too much, leave them out. Just let them do the grass. They don't need all the extra stuff. It's still fun. They're still creating. You can create with them and do like a whole family of gnomes to hang up or put in a scrapbook. That would be super cute. Oh, that would be super cute. I know when Lily was younger, she would bring home artwork and I would actually frame it. And one time she did this caveman drawing on an old piece of a paper bag, grocery store bag. Oh, it was so stinking cute. Let's do this side real quick. If your first layer goes on thin, don't worry about it. You can always add more. Side. Let's start focusing on our hat. So I think this little handsome man I made blue. I think we're going to do this one. Let's go with light pink. So this is bubblegum pink, which I believe is the same color that is on our egg. Might be slightly lighter maybe. And again, I'm going to stay with my fat, skinny brush. That's skinny. My fat, flat brush. That's pretty skinny. I'm going to put on a light layer. Trace the outside of my hat. Oh, I like this a lot, actually. This is a pretty pink. You can draw over your lines. Just do a thin layer. So right here, we had drawn a line where his hat is, to show the curvature of the bent part of the hat. Trace some ears. Fill that in. So comment below some of what your Easter traditions were. I would love to hear them. I'm so like excited and curious. Probably curious is more the word. Of what other people would do when they were kids. When we were kids, we would do Easter egg hunts sometimes. But usually it was kind of the basket, you know, sitting on the table waiting for you when you got up. And we had some cute stuff. And we had some fun times. Again, like I said, you can always... Because if you do it dark enough, you're going to be able to see that line underneath. If you did your line dark enough. And your first layer, especially with the lighter colors, usually aren't as dark. Alright, and I think I might make the brim of his hat right here maybe a slight shade darker or a slight shade lighter. Not sure yet, but I'm going to move on to his sleeves right here. Do his sleeves as step 2. Again, this is just a quick last minute project. Something fun to do with the kids. if they're just kind of sitting around, especially if they're home from school on spring break. You can, like I said before, you can also do this on paper. It doesn't have to be on a canvas. Or maybe if you're tracing it out on paper, maybe they color it in with crayons. That's cool too. Oh my goodness, if you do that, tag me in that. I want to see that. That would be so stinking cute. Put on some music. I would love to put on music, but I think YouTube might kick me off. Oop, got a little bit of green on my brush. That's okay. It's going to blend right in later. All right, and here's his little booties down here. This was part of his, well, here I extended his beard all the way down. This one I did a little bit different. So whatever color we make his little mittens, we're going to make his pants right there. But let's do his shoes real quick, down at the bottom. A little nyum. And a little nyum. Get the bottom. Oop, my stomach is growling. Must be hungry. So some of our favorite candy growing up was definitely the Easter jelly beans. Jelly beans were fun. Alright, maybe I'll do his mittens in like a lavender color. Oh, this is brand new. Haven't even opened this one yet. So I don't like ripping stuff off because it just, I don't know, it's like one of those things that just like grates your like nails on a chalkboard. So I twist my plastic off. Shake it up. Squeeze it out. Woohoo! All right, and now we're going to grab that other small brush that we were using. Our other flat number 4 brush. Then get the water off. Paint his little, whoops, see what I mean? Dunked my hand right in. So you can also use your pinky to anchor. Let's do his little mittens. I also like to use the deco art and the folk art from Michaels. A lot of times they have some pretty good sales too. The other paint, it'll work. If that's what you got, use it. By all means, use it. I just think this one, the deco art and the folk art, go on a little bit better than the Craft Smart. It doesn't get so like the little paint boogers. All right, and then let's do our pants right here. Outline them. So the this lavender seems to be a little bit thinner. So this one will probably, the pink was pretty thick. But for some reason the lavender seems a little bit thinner. I might have too much water on my brush maybe. So we're probably going to have to do a second layer of that one. Oh, look how cute this one's turning out. I'm excited. I like the pinks. It's very springy. All right, and we're going to push down a little bit and go right on around. See, over here, I'd gone over the line a little bit with the pink. I just went right over it with the purple. It's fine. And sometimes when you do that, it'll pull the color into the color that you're currently working. That's fine too. Get a little more paint on the brush, and let's do our other little pant leg over here. There we go. And you know what? Maybe I might make the inside of his ears purple too. Yeah, I think I like that. Cute little lavender ears. This reminds me of what my daughter would do. She really loves lavender. right. There we go. I like it. Like it. All right, you know what? Let's rinse off our brush. Let's fill in some skin tones. I'm using natural buff for mine. Yeah, just whatever color floats your boat. If you want to make your gnome a purple gnome, make him a purple gnome. If he's blue, like a Smurf, make him a blue Smurf. I'm going to fill in the nose. Yum. Sound effect painting. What sound effects do you like? There we go. Do little swirlies. And then this is also a pretty light color. So if you go over the lines, you're probably still going to see it. See your lines, I mean. Your pencil marks. There we go. Maybe we'll make this one a little more whimsical than that one today, maybe. And do this side. And, whoops, wrong one. Let's do his mouth. I guess it's not so much his mouth as it is just like under his nose. He's just got a really long lip between his nose and his lip. A really long, you know, that part right there. Alright, and then let's go ahead and do our, now that we got that in, if you need to do a second layer, go ahead and pause this after it dries. Let it dry for a minute. Go ahead and put a second layer on there if you need to. Okay, now let's go ahead and pick our color for our little hat brim right here. So I think I'm going to add a little bit of white. I'm going to do it a lighter pink. So I'm going to add some white to the pink that I already have. Or actually, I'm going to put a splotch of white. Take my paintbrush, my number 4. Is this the one where you, yeah, the number 4 flat brush. And make sure it's pretty dry. I did dip it in the water. Make sure it's dry. And then I'm going to take a very tiny smudge of the white and start mixing it together. So because, you know, it's a darker pigment, sometimes you're definitely going to need more white than pink. So, you know, just keep blending it together to get to the shade that you want. I want to go with a very light, almost a baby pink. There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and add that onto my hat brim. I think I might make my brim a little bit wider. Kind of go over his nose a little bit. Yeah, I think I like that a little better. Go add some more. Now, when we wear our hats, they are never perfectly straight. You always got like some kind of like little wavy thing going on, right? So if you don't have a steady hand and you get like a little of those waves, that's cool because that's what it is in reality. That works. Like I said before, this is fun art, not fine art. So if somebody is crapping on you because it doesn't look perfect, just go, psh, this is fun art, honey, not fine art. Because it doesn't matter. And if somebody's judging you for your art anyway, it's probably not somebody I really want to be associating with. And if it's a family member, well, I guess you gotta love them anyway. Hopefully your family member's not trashing you. But, you know, sometimes it happens, I guess. Okay, so, and then oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a little bit of a little poofy up here, I think. Maybe we can make this a little, like one of those little, you know, poof balls. So to do the poof ball, instead of doing solid strokes, we're just gonna dab, 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 dab until you get the size that you want. Like a little bunny tail poof. Oh, look how cute that is. I love it. Oh, I love it. Oh, that is so stinking cute. Oh, I love it. Okay, cool. All right, and then, okay, maybe we can move on ahead and start his beard, I think. I think we're at beard and mustache point. We could always come back and put a second layer on our hat brim. Or maybe we'll start doing the chevrons. Or the stripes. We're going to start decorating his hat. So, to do that, I'm going to stick with my light pink. But I think I'm going to add some stripes. Kind of like if I was decorating an Easter egg up here. How do I want to do this? Let's go. Yep, we're going to do stripes. And again, they don't have to be perfect. I'm just going to go. Now, if it helps you so that you remember that that line is better, you can either get a tracer brush with some black paint. There we go. And paint that line back in so you don't get confused. Just don't go over it with any other paint because then you're going to smear the black around. And that can be hard to paint over sometimes. And then just kind of continue with your lines. Yeah, I think I like that. Kind of like highlight lines too, a little bit. There we go. And now my brim of my hat is a little more dry. So I'm going to go ahead and put another layer on that because I want it to be a little bit darker and a little more crisp. And get down here again. Oh, so stinking cute. I like it. You know what? And I'm going to give him a little cuff. A little bunny cuff around his mittens. And to do that, I'm just going to outline the end of his sleeve right there, just on the one side. There we go. And I'm going to add a little bit of lightness on the bottom of his shoes too, like how I did right here. Go. And these are details that aren't necessarily imperative. If your kid is doing this, it's fine if they just leave it all one solid color. So I'm gonna go with the lighter gray this time. So I'm gonna put a little bit of charcoal on my plate. Oop, got some paint boogers in there. Those aren't fun. And I like to stick with like 2-3 brushes mostly for the most part for each painting. I don't like using 1,000 different brushes. It gets too confusing. And I'm going to add a little bit of the white that I already have. So we're going to paint our mustache. So another option we could do is you could finish painting this blue and just have a short mustache. Or if you want to continue circling around, you could do that too. So this one I circled around. This one I might keep it short because I like that too. And just to show, like, you know, there's no one way of doing this. There we go. Got my lighter pink mixed up. Or my my light gray mixed in. We're going to put our base layer down. We're going to outline our moustache. I think maybe that might be what I do with this one. I don't know. I kind of do like it going all the way around. Let's go. Let's end it. I'm going to end it right there. Let's go all the way around. We're going to go all the way around. You can, if you want to end it right there. If you want to end it right here and do your short mustache and then fill the rest of this in with the blue, that's a really cool option too. I like that. But because I drew it on here, and in case anybody else wants to do it, I'm just going to continue going around. Oop, oop, paint booger. Pull out your paint boogers. If you get paint boogers, just like if your kid gets them in their nose, pull them babies out. Ugh, they're disgusting. All right, we're going to good bit of paintbrush on our brush, and we're just going to continue right on around. Now, the whole key to this, when you're going around, once you start, commit. Because if you stop and stutter, that's where it looks a little funky. So you just got to commit to it once you get started. Even if you run out of paint, just keep going. Let's outline our little nosy here. Oh, pull out that little paint booger. Ugh, nobody likes boogers. There we go. All right, and then we're going to get some more paint on our brush again. Grab some more white. Mine's like a white and pink. Get some more color. We're going to go back to this side. And again, once you get started, you got to commit all the way around. Follow your lines. If you want to go back, go ahead and go back. But commit. And you can fill it in. It's going to dry and we're going to put another layer on it. But you got to commit. Then we're going to go ahead. I'm going to add a little bit more gray, more of that charcoal to my light color to make it slightly darker so we can have a little more definition between the two. Doesn't have to be a lot, or if you have a medium gray, go ahead and pull that out. And we're going to continuing on with our little beard down here. So, growing up, we used to actually dye like real Easter eggs. I know like the wooden eggs and stuff are a thing, but we used to dye like real eggs, and it would be such a mess everywhere, but they would be so cute. And I remember when the glitter eggs first came out and we were so excited that like it was glitter. I don't know if you're a glitter person. If you are a glitter person, comment below, because oh, we are going to be soul twins if you are into the glitter. I love glitter. The more sparkle, heck yeah, the better. More sparkle, heck yeah, heck yeah. We need some sparkle in life. All right, doing our beard down here at the bottom. Oh, got a little piece of hair or something on there. Got a little more paint on my brush. Kind of seeing spots. My flash is on the phone recording this, and it is super bright. More hair. I'm kind of seeing spots as I'm painting right here. All right, so we got our base layer down of our beard. Mine is dry. I think we can go ahead and add a little bit more, another layer, and then maybe some highlights. We're gonna start doing some highlights in our beard. Add another layer. Do 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 do. Do you guys remember Jeopardy? We used to watch Jeopardy. That was like our family show staple growing up. Jeopardy and Full House and Family Matters. Oh gosh, they were all the good shows. Oh, Scooby-Doo. Oh heck yeah, Scooby-Doo! Scooby! Alright, so let's go ahead and start doing our ears. I'm going to add some white. Now, if you want to do little purple ears, or maybe we used to have a bunny rabbit actually. Her name was Sandy and Flower. We had two little mini Rex rabbits. One was white with brown spots, and the other was like a sandy color, like from the beach, like beach sand. So if you want to do that instead of a white rabbit, I did see a white rabbit before, and this thing had red eyes that like glow in the dark. It kind of freaked me out a little bit. But paint your little bunny whatever color you want. I'm going to go with white. Or maybe you could, you know, add a twinge of pink in there if you want your bunny to have like a little pink twinge. And I'm going to go ahead and fill in the ears. Get that little point. And kind of make our little lines a little more crispy. Or if you want to have like a little bit of gray in there, that's fine too. Definitely all white. Whoops, went outside the line. Whoops, it's fine. We're gonna trace it, come up, and the more you come up and the thinner it gets, let off your brush a little bit so it's barely touching the canvas. Actually, my pencil line is actually up here. There we go, that's a little better. I went over that with the blue a little bit and covered it up. And that's the beauty of this paint. You can, if you make a mistake, it's not a big deal. Just go over it. It's all about the layers. Just like in winter. A little paint in the brush. Follow along. There we go. Super cute. And essentially, all you and your child are doing is filling in a coloring book, more or less. And you can add as much or as little detail as you want. And then we're going to go down here to his little fluffy tail. Oop, I do have some gray on my brush because I didn't rinse it enough, which is fine. Because check this out. Now I got a cute little layering dynamic. I can't talk today. A cute little layering dynamic. And we're just going to dab, dab, dab because we're fluffy. Actually, we're going to fill it in. You can dab or you can fill it in at the moment. Make sure you get the bottom. There we go. And I actually need to go back to my green because I have a little bit of green spot right there in between my eggs. Whoops, sorry, Alexa. Oh, this was my horse Alexa that I painted this when I was like, 14, many moons ago. It was a Breyer model, replica of her. She was a special horse. I had her for 25 years. That horse was my heart and soul. Man, she was amazing. She got me through a lot of things. Alright. Alright, so I'm going to get my little liner brush. Actually, we're going to hold off on that part because we're going to do our eggs first. Nope, we're going to do it now. This is how my brain works, sorry. So grab your liner brush, throw a little bit of green on it. Watch where your paint is wet. Use your pinky to stabilize your hand if you need to. And you're going to outline that little spot, if you have a spot where the grass is showing in between your eggs and your tail. And just fill in that little green spot real quick. And do the same thing. Oh, that's actually part of my shoe. Do the same thing up here. Same thing right there. There. That's fine. Just that little schmutz right there. Alright, so let's go ahead and now we get to make big decisions right here. Big decisions. What color do you want to do your Easter eggs? We get to pick the color of our Easter egg. So growing up, I remember we would put stickers on them sometimes, but I think that was a little bit when I was a little older. I know we would do them like this part this color, the bottom part a different color, and kind of like dip them, but we always had one base color. So I think I'm going to make some yellow. So this This yellow right here is called sunny yellow. I was trying to read it in Spanish. It wasn't working. It's sunny yellow. So we're going to shake that up. And that's this darker yellow. Shake that up. Splooge that on. I think I want mine to be a little bit lighter for the base. So I'm going to take my white again. Put some over here. Take a little bit of the yellow. Mix it together to get a real light yellow. Or lighter yellow. Kind of like a very pale sunshine yellow. I'm going to start with this outside egg over here. And I have my number 4 flat brush. There we go. And I used to love Easter egg hunts. They were exciting. I remember one time we did, when I was little, we did an Easter egg hunt in the woods at my grandparents' house. And I don't know if this is a memory that I like, you know, like maybe I dreamed it and I think it's a memory because I was young. I was probably like 5, maybe 6. And we were doing an Easter egg hunt, and I think I remember somebody finding, because there was part of it was in the woods. And it wasn't like real thick woods. It was just like, you know, like a bunch of trees kind of woods, like thin woods. And I remember, I'm pretty sure somebody found a snake at one point. And my stepdad was not about them snakes. He was out real quick. That was funny. It was one of those good memories. All right, I'm going to make this egg next to my gnome. I'm going to make that light yellow too. If you need to use your thinner tracer brush, liner brush to get in those small spots, go ahead and do that. We are going to outline this too when we are done. And there was another year when my daughter was, 5 or 6. Her grandparents took her to sunrise service. And my brother is ADHD. And caffeine would like slow him down. And he's my brother-in-law. And caffeine would slow him down. And Lily is not ADHD. Not in that way. And they gave her a whole bunch of caffeine, and it was like 4 o'clock in the morning, and she's at that church service at sunrise going zoom, 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 all around the place. And they were like, what is happening? I think that's probably the only time in her life she was ever awake like that before the sun was up. She's not a morning kid at all. Zoom, zoom, zoom. They came home, and they're like, what the heck? I was like, what'd you do to her? Like, we gave her cappuccino, we gave her hot chocolate, and we gave her another cappuccino. I was like, no, not how this one works. All right, I think I'm gonna do little circles on my eggs, little polka dots. So we're gonna do just a little circle there. It's still a little bit wet, so we might need to do another layer in a minute. Little circle there. Good old-fashioned Easter eggs like when we were growing up, when we were kids in the 90s. We had to get creative. We didn't have all those cool Easter kits like they do now. We used to color on our eggs. We'll do one right there. Another one right there. Maybe like a little dot. Put a good bit of paint on your brush and go dot, 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 dot. There we go. Yeah, I like that. Our little dotted, looks kind of like a dinosaur egg. Yeah. All right. And then I think our other egg, what color do we want to do our other egg? Maybe we'll do it like, maybe we'll add the pink and the yellow together and kind of do a little bit of an orangey egg. Oh, that paint is not coming out. Go. Add some pink, add some yellow. Let's see what we get. Maybe I might just grab an actual orange. This is kind of like a muddy orange. We want bright, vibrant colors. It's Easter. Yeah. All right, let's grab an orange. Oh, I didn't use orange in this. All right, let me know. I will let you know 1 second what orange I grabbed. There we go. All right, we're going to use tangerine orange. Funny story, my daughter, her father, when I was pregnant with her, wanted to name her Tangerine. I said, oh heck no, she's not a fruitcake. I was like, she's gonna get so made fun of, we cannot name her Tangerine, absolutely not. But if your name's Tangerine, it's a beautiful name. It's just not something I wanted to name my daughter. But I am curious if there's actually anybody out there named Tangerine. That would be interesting. Alright, so now I'm going to do this egg right inside. Actually, I like the contrast with that and the yellow. Outline it. Again, if you need to get a smaller brush, go ahead and grab your smaller brush, which I think I might do because my hand's a little shaky right now. Oh, I might be able to make it work. Use your pinky as your anchor. There we go. That works. And then we're going to do our big one over here. Our big egg. So I went over my egg a little bit with the green. And I just painted over it so you can kind of see it. But again, once we put that second layer on, you'll never know. Go up and over to the side. Rock on. You know what? I think we might have to go pull out the glitter too. Add some glitter to this baby. Heck yeah. Heck. Oops, I knocked over my water. Heck yeah. Alright, and then I'm going to finish the spot in his shoe that I missed. Go back to his beard and his mustache. And put another layer on that and start adding some detail to it. Alright, so we got our white. Let's get a little more charcoal. Maybe this time I'll keep it at like real charcoal. There we go. And we're going to take, this time we're going to take our liner brush. So this one is a 5/0 liner brush. But you don't want too much paint. Little squiggly lines. Because he's got a little squiggly beard. There we go. Dip the end of it in. Actually, I think mine might actually need another base layer because it's still kind of thin. So I might add that real quick. I'm more of a positive mindset type of artist. I don't even know if I really consider myself a real artist. Like, what is a real artist? Is it somebody that just like paints and doodles for fun, or is it somebody that makes money doing this? Like, really, what is the definition of an artist? I personally think it's anybody that just loves creating and it makes their heart happy. I don't think it really matters how good or bad you are at it, as long as you're doing what, you know, what you were made to do. And I think creating is part of that. You were made in the Lord's image. He's the creator of all things. I think it makes sense that you were just made to create. Like procreate, have babies. That means creating in other ways too. I think that's what adds beauty to the world, personally. But that's me. There we go. I like this. All right, now we're going to go with our true charcoal. And we're going to use our liner brush. All right, so now get some paint on the end of that brush. If you have too much, go ahead and swirl it off like a little twisty twist. And you're going to go squiggle, 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 squiggle. Kind of like let your brush barely, if it comes up off the canvas, that's fine. It doesn't have to be a perfectly straight line. Squiggle, 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 squiggle. And the harder you push your brush down, you know, the thicker the lines are going to be, and the lighter you touch the canvas, the thinner your brush strokes will be. Cute! I like it. I like it. Definitely liking it. Alright, and then we're going to do the same thing with our mustache up here. Squiggle, 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 squiggle. And kind of barely let it touch all the way around. Squiggle, squiggle. Have fun with this. Squiggle, 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 squiggle. Yum, 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 yum. Probably should have named this instead of backyard artist. I probably should have named it sound effect art. There we go. Alright, rinse that off if you want. You don't have to. We're going to add some white. Then we're going to add some white highlights. Again, barely touch your canvas, or go a little thicker if you want. Let the brush just kind of like, if it comes up off the canvas, it's fine. And just kind of keep going so you get those like stutter marks a little bit. Some people like going down to up. Some go up to down. Whatever floats that cute little gnome boat of yours. See, and it's, you know, it's starting to come together, and it looks like maybe, you know, super cuteness, super whimsical-iness. And this is a skill like your kids could practice doing, or you could practice doing, and it just makes it more fun and more dynamic. I love it. I do like whimsical stuff. Whoops, went a little thick on that one. It's okay. Add some down here. Cool. All right, now we're still thinking about what color I want to do that egg. I don't know. We could add some clouds in the background up here if you want, or you could add a little sun in the corner. I'm going to take my brush and kind of go back over my little ears real quick. And at any point, if this is dry enough and you need a second layer of your gnome skin, go ahead and do that. I'm going to add some more white to my ears. some gray on my brush from the color that's underneath my white. I'm okay with that. I'm going to take some more of my pink, my real light pink, and I'm going to dab, dab, dab. Put another layer on my little pom-pom over here. If you want to put a little fuzziness right there too on your hat, that's cool. And then I'm going to go back over with the white. I'm going to work on his tail, his little cute little bunny tail. And dab that, because I think more or less we're pretty much done our egg. I got to add a little bit of, you know, if you want to add spots or something to your orange egg, you can do that. But I'm going to start my little dynamicness of my little tail there. All right, now our egg is going to be, not yet. All right, I'm going to add orange to my white. Maybe to the white's fine. And I'm going to do little polka dots on my orange eggs right here. Back to the Bahama blue is what I'm using. And throw some more white in that. And put it over here where it's nice and clean and not mixed in with the other colors. Got my nice clean brush. Gonna mix them up a little bit. All right, and then I'm gonna paint my egg light blue. Still got some orange on there. You could also stay with the Bahama blue if you want. Go right on around, outline your little mittens. Oh, you know what we could have did that would have been really cute? Was have the egg cracked open and have like a little chick or a little duckling or something sticking out. That would have been cute. Or a flower. All right, there we go. All right, now we are going to let our base layer dry, and we're going to go back over, clean your brush, super good. I'm going to show you that little trick I was thinking of. So I love the colors. This thing is looking pretty cute, I think. They kind of remind me a little bit of dinosaur eggs, a little bit, but I really like it. It's super stinking cute. So we're going to, pretty soon, we're going to start adding the highlights. Look how he has on his nose and under here real quick. In a minute. We're getting there. It's getting there. Alright, so next, I'm going to show you that really cool trick I was talking about. This is one of my favorite things to do. It's not so much a trick as it is just something I enjoy doing. So I'm going to pick, I have a dark blue. This is Brilliant Ultramarine. This is one of my favorite blues, personally. Oop, that might have been a little much. That's okay. Alright, so I'm going to take my flat brush, and you can either do, you know what, for the purpose of this, I'm going to take the bigger one to show you. You can use whichever brush you want. If you want to use a little one or if you want to use a thick one. But I'm going to take, the technique is the same. You're going to dip your brush, half of your brush, just the half, like the corner, on one side in the blue. And you're going to take the other corner and dip it in the white. So you got blue on one half and white on the other, okay? Blue on one half, white on the other. Does that make sense? Okay. And then we're going to take it and you're going to keep the white in the middle or the blue in the middle, whatever color you pick. You're going to go all the way around. You're going to stick with that same pattern. Okay. So, we're going to go this way. I'm going to touch down and swirl around. And it creates this really cute, I don't know, I just love the different colors. If you need to switch it around, it's fine. Just make sure you keep, like, I love that blended look that you get between the two colors. I love it. So I'm going to do it again. Again, I got the blue on the outside, the white on the inside. Push down and go all the way around. And then maybe over here, we're not going to go all the way around because it's the outside of the egg. So maybe we just do like half the egg. Anchor your center and work around it. Kind of like a rainbow a little bit. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, and then I'm going to take my number 4 brush and I'm going to grab, maybe I'll grab a little bit of the dark blue. I'm going to go dot, 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 and do little polka dots all around this thing. Oop, there we go. I like it. I really like that a lot. All right, I'm going to do the same thing with the orange. But I'm going to go probably with the white. I'm going to put little bright orange centers. We're going to start adding highlights, and then we're going to start outlining. And then we're going to call it a day, because we've spent a lot of time on this thing, and it's super cute the way it is. Sometimes less is more. That's a really important lesson. It took me a long time to learn. Add a little more white to my tail, maybe around, because we're going to outline, this is highlighting it, maybe around the outside. There we go. All right, now take your liner brush. Make sure it's nice and dry, nice and clean. And we're going to dip it in the white, twirl it on your plate if you need to, and then we're going to go, again, once you commit, just go with the commitment, and swoop, swoop. If your brush comes up, it's fine. I got green on there, oh dear. And go around, some more paint in the brush, go around. We're going to add a little highlight to the mittens on the outsides. You can add your highlights wherever you want. I'm going to add some highlight to the cuff. There we go. I like that. A little more white. You could also use a paint pen. I like doing the black outlining with paint pen. So that's what I'm going to do with that part. But you can do the white highlights with a paint pen too. Going to outline highlight the top of his little shoe right here. Highlights can make all the difference in the world. We are going to highlight the top of his little hat. Go right around that curve right there. And around here. And we'll go around his nose, top of his nose. Got a little shiny nose there. We'll do a little bit top of his little mustache. He's got a really shiny, clean mustache. All oiled up and slicked. On the top of that curve. At the top of that curve. sometimes I just get so excited with the colors and the creating. I sometimes forget, like, just keep it simple. Keep it moving. Because I'm just having so much fun with it. I like that. I like that a lot. I think I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna put some little highlight right there. A little highlight right there. You can never have too many highlights, I don't think. A little bit right there. A little bit right there. Alright, and then I'm gonna do some minor dabbing with my white paint on my pom-pom up there to make that shiny. And then you can also, if you want, you can also highlight your eggs. I'm going to leave my eggs the way they are, except for that little orange spot right there. I'm going to add some of that. I'm going to fix my, I got a little bit of smudge right there, probably from my hand. So I'm going to fix that with my pink real quick too. What was this again? Bubblegum pink? Yeah, bubblegum pink. Just, once it dries, just go over that. There, and it's like it was never there. Perfect example of when you screw up, just paint over it. Like, do ever. Alright, now, let me get my black paint pen. Now, paint pens, you buy what you get. You pay for what you get. I like the Deco Color pens. I have a Craft Smart pen, and it's hit or miss. But if it's all you have, or if you want to use a Sharpie, I've never tried the Sharpie paint brand, actually. That might be a thing. I don't know. But you shake it, you dab it to get the paint into the bottom of the pen. And I like to start outlining from the top, working my way down. So we have little poofs, so we're going to do little half circles. Like half circle, half circle, half circle. Like that. Little half circles. And then join them together. And then we're going to do a couple randomly in the middle. Like that. Okay. And then we're going to outline the ear. Again, I use my pinky a lot of times as an anchor. Go around the bottom, because I do not have a steady hand. If you need to get more paint on that thing, go for it. And we're going to connect the dots up here. If your hat is pointing down, or if it's pointing up, make sure you outline that. And again, we already did our little outline right here with our paintbrush. You can also do this with your liner paintbrush as well. I'm going to do the outside. Do the inside. Probably should have did the inside of the ear first. And look where you're going, just like when you're driving, and not where you're at. Or when you're running, you're not looking where your foot is falling at that exact moment. You're looking where your foot's about to go, like in front of you. Alright, this part, so we got our ears done. Let's connect that little dot. If you need to turn your canvas to make it a little easier for yourself, go for it. Outline that part right there, that part right there, and that part right there. And now I'm going to outline my little moustache. Clear up some space right here. There we go. Make sure you're, if you could also use a blow dryer to dry your paint, if you need to. You can also add like a little line here to show that the ears are coming out of the hat. Like that. Connect them. And I'm going to do our nose real quick. There we go. This is looking really cute. I love this. Finish our mustache. Our happy little bunny gnome. Again, this is just a cute little last minute art project you could do with your kids, especially if it's raining out. Like here in Jersey, it's been raining like every other day. Like, good gracious, every other day. So, you know, kids get bored. The tracer is already ready for you. Just click on the link, or however I have it linked up below. Download it. It's my gift. Happy Easter from me to you. To have fun with your kids. Or maybe, Emma, have fun with your mom. My mom and I do a lot of painting together too. This is actually how all this started. With this little paint night stuff. Is my mom and I, we never really got to see each other much because I used to live far away. And this is kind of the thing that we did to help reconnect. Alright, we did our little beard. We're going to do the outside of our little beard here. I like to do a little, you know, make it a little squiggly. Alright, and we're going to do the outside of the cuff. Do our little mitten. Outside of the cuff. Little mitten. Now I'm going to do the outside of my egg. So my anchor right now is my wrist on the table. Do this little mitten. I think we are getting there. Outside of the beard over here. Do a little arm over here. There we go. And do our little background. And the ground is never completely flat, I guess, unless you live in Indiana. Then it might be flat. Or Ohio. Been there a couple times. Let's do this outside egg. And then same thing that we did with our poofy up here, we're going to do with our tail down here. So it's going to be like little, but maybe a little bit smaller. And it doesn't have to connect. Kind of like that. Like little random squishies. Do our pant leg, because that's solid. And then more random little, kind of like a comma. There. For our little bunny tail. Or you could do it how I did it in this one, where it's just all solid. That's fine too. This is your creative license to do what you want with. And same thing, this is the bottom of his soles, so we're going to do little threads on the bottom of his feet, little dashes for threads for the bottom of his, maybe he has leather shoes. He fancy. Outline our egg over here. All right, I think we got all the outlining on that side. Outline this little cute little orangey egg. Outline our shoe. Oops. Outline our pant leg over here. And I think that probably about calls it pretty good. Maybe go off the edge a little bit if you want. And do your outsides. Yeah, so I absolutely loved painting this with you today. I am super excited. Please, please, please tag me. Send me your pictures of what yours look like. My Facebook page is facebook.com/Backyard Art Club. I should probably write that on here. Or you can search me under Backyard Artists or Kelly Connor. And I would love to see what you come up with. And then maybe we could even do a little bunny parade. So send me your pictures and I'll make a little video of like all the different pictures displaying like a little parade of your paintings. I love it. I am super excited about this. There's so many different variations you could do. Like I said, you could make your hat pointy. You can make your ears a little longer. You can make your mustache shorter so he looks like that. You could make him purple instead of pink, or green and blue. There's like the world of colors is open to you. And you can even keep your eggs solid. You could keep your hat solid. You don't have to add highlights. You can even add more detail. That's the beauty of this. It's completely yours. And it's super exciting. So you could even add like little butterflies in the background, or a sun with little sun rays. Yeah. Send me what you got. And I hope you had a good time. I hope your kids had a good time. And happy Easter. Have a good one.